Who's the coolest guy in a group of people? The one that doesn't care about appearances at all, the one that doesn't care about the people's validation. Isn't that the case? Just think about your social life. Think about your group of people. Who's the coolest character there? The one that doesn't care about validation. That's the only right answer. Because the persons that are just crafting everything to perfection, to please other people, to get the proper reactions, to say the right jokes all the time, the ones that have this perfectly scheduled set of social interactions and behaviors, they don't really get the nicest experiences. They don't even get the validation they desire. Isn't that the case? So then why do you have that seed of thought that's saying that this is the right approach to seek validation? And then you'll get it, and then you'll feel good enough. And then every problem in the world will just get solved by default. Because you just know that's not the case. And you also know that this is not the right approach to social interactions, to just care about validation, care about making the other persons feel good, because you're just a people pleaser and you want to feel good yourself. That's the truth. You want to get that high of dopamine when they validate you. I used to craft my behavior perfectly in accordance to all the tips and tricks I saw online of how to be more charismatic and how to be more funny and how to care about the other person's interests and all of these things that you're probably familiar with as well. But where did they get me? They got me to a point where I had a pretty decent set of things that I could employ to make the other people feel good, but I was feeling bad myself. And you probably feel like that as well if you try these things. You don't really like your experience. You maybe even feel miserable to just please them all the time while you're suffering. So why do you keep living into this lie? Why is this lie guiding your actions all the time? Because you know it's not true. That's never gonna get you the result you desire. And here you have to realize that the cause, the root of everything is the fact that you want to feel good. It's all about feeling good, and if you think about the people that you respect the most socially, the people that seem the most charismatic naturally, they just have it so easy. Maybe they're extroverts or something. But the thing that's absolutely, definitely true is that they are feeling good. They're not hating themselves. They don't hear that voice inside of their heads saying that, oh, you're a loser, the other person is cooler than you, and all of those social comparisons. They're just there, living their life, not having any constraints. As I said, they sometimes say stupid things, and they get away with it because they don't care about that so much. They're more carefree. And just audit this for yourself. I'm sure you have times in your life where you've been like this. You've been really, really carefree. You didn't really care about all of the reactions of other people, and you've just interacted with them and engaged in conversations for yourself, just to feel good yourself. Those have probably been the best interactions you've ever engaged in. You have the proof right there, yet you still live obeying that lie, that you have to craft the perfect behavior and just act in accordance to these tips and tricks and rules you saw online. Why do you keep believing it? Don't you think it's time to just drop all of the pressure and tension and be relaxed? Because from a place of relaxation and from a place of being in a flow state, that's where your best results come into play. You know it from your work, you know it from your studies. It's just the same in the social state as well. And in my opinion, it's even more important. Because when you have the flow in a social situation, there's nothing more you need to do. You could employ a couple of social skills here and there, but they are not that important. Actually, if you can't be in a flow state socially, I'd say social skills don't matter whatsoever for you. You should just remove that thought from your head completely and solely focus on being in a flow state. Because from that point onwards, the social skills are very easy to implement. So try to stop these inner monologues of, oh, I should have said this, or oh, I remembered that joke. Maybe I should just say it now because I know it gets me validation and I know it gets nice reactions. I just want nice reactions left and right and everywhere. No, just stop all of that overthinking. Remove all those voices, remove the pressure, remove the tension, remove the idea of a performance, remove the idea of reaching an ideal. No, just be who you want to be how you wish to be. Stop trying to be someone you're not. And there is a risk with this, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe people won't give you the same nice reactions. But what's gonna happen is that you have removed the conditions. You don't need their validation to feel good. But your brain probably can't really comprehend this at the moment. If you've always cared about validation so much, you can't really understand that there is a version of reality in which you feel good by default and you don't need the validation of anyone. You're so attached to all that drama in your head also. You kinda like it as well. You like feeling better than others. You like getting the peaks of dopamine. But they're unhealthy. It's just like likes on social media. All of this cloud and validation, it just makes you more and more addicted to it. And truth be told, it's an endless pursuit, that's one, but then secondly, you will never feel satisfied. No matter how much validation you get, if you don't feel good enough right now, you will never feel good enough because there is always gonna be another condition for you to feel good enough. And this is just how it works with goals as well. You place the idea of feeling good enough behind a certain goal, then you work and work and work and reach that goal, and you're feeling good for what? 5 minutes, 1 hour? And then there is another goal to reach. And you just keep living that life, working and working and working and striving for validation and for achievements, only to feel good enough, and then you die because you're too old. Because unless you take some action into this, you are always going to have these conditions and you are always going to be distracted from the truth that you are already good enough. And you don't need anyone to prove it to you. You don't need validation. You don't need goals. You need to just remove all of those lies, limiting beliefs, excuses, and ultimately all of the pressure. Let go of all these toxic things and just be relaxed, man. Just be relaxed. That's so important. And that's the authentic version of you, the one that's relaxed, the one that doesn't really care so much about validation and all of these shallow things. Do yourself a favor and be relaxed already.